I'm Kit.
And I'm Inti.
And we're going to be watching the trailer for Dear Evan Hansen. Do you know anything about this film, Inti?
Well, it was a musical on Broadway and the West End and probably some other places in the world, and it was a fantastic musical.
Oh, have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw the musical. So obviously the film adaptation I assume is going to be pretty different, but I do know it is starring the same lead guy who played the lead guy in the musical when it first came out, like what? 5 years ago?
Oh, it's the same guy who was on Broadway or West End or wherever it was.
Yeah, exactly. So that was like 5 years ago or something, maybe a little bit more. And his name's Ben Platt, and he's awesome. And this is a trailer. Shall we watch it?
Dear Evan Hansen, today is going to be an amazing day, and here's why.
Have you been doing those letters to yourself with Dr. Sherman?
I've been trying to. Have you ever felt like nobody was there?
No one signed your cast. Now we can both pretend we are friends.
I'm sorry about my brother.
Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? I wish everything was different. Wish I was part of something. I wish that anything I said mattered. Have you ever felt like you could disappear?
Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, that's mine. I'll just take it. Wait, I need that back. Like you could fall and no one would hear. Connor took a letter from me and it was an assignment from my therapist.
Ew.
Even when the dark comes crashing through.
Connor's mother and stepfather are here to see you.
When you need a friend to carry you.
Connor wanted you to have this.
And when you're broken on the ground.
Dear Evan Hansen, he wrote it to you.
His last words, Connor took his own life.
He what? I'm sorry, Connor didn't write this.
No, please. It's this.
You will be found.
We didn't think Connor had any friends.
I mean, you really gonna tell these people that the only thing they have left of their son was a letter that you wrote to yourself?
So, you and Connor, tell us something, please.
Right. I started talking and
You couldn't stop.
they didn't want me to stop.
I'm putting together a memorial service. If you wanted to do something.
Wow. What do you think so far?
Interesting story, interesting plot.
Yeah, I think they did a good job because it's a bit of one of those sort of complex, annoying situations that spirals out of control, and I think they did a good job of sort of showing that annoyingly complex situation in sort of simple advert form.
Yeah. It's one of those trailers that seems to just tell you the whole story in a kind of, what's like a synecdoche? Like a précis, I guess?
Précis.
And yeah, I quite like it because I'm probably not going to watch this film. And it really seems like I'm getting... In 3 minutes, I'm going to get a story that would have taken me 2 hours to watch. I'm getting the whole story, and I imagine the ending is not going to be here. But instead of watching a 2-hour film, I can just watch a 3-minute trailer, which gives me the first 2.5 acts. And then I can just go and watch the last 15 minutes of the film.
I don't think so. I think, if my memory serves me correctly... I think it's the very begin. Like all the thing that they've just set up is the very beginning of the show,
right?
And like I said,
okay. So if I went to see this film, the first 3 minutes of the film would be exactly the first 3 minutes of this trailer, and then it goes, okay,
yeah,
that's Act 1 done in 3 minutes. Now let's go.
I do remember it being like, oh, it's so horrible watching like a little white lie through like he said the lie out of goodness, but that little white lie, which was quite a horrible lie to say, just spiral and spiral and spiral out of control. Like actually, if that's a genre of film, that's my least favorite genre because it makes me feel physically sick.
It's quite sitcom-y as well.
Yeah, it's very sitcom-y, and Ben Platt has a wig on, I think, and it's a weird wig. It looks weird on him.
Yeah, he looks like a 38-year-old man dressed up to look like a 15-year-old. But I'm fine with that because I think because it's a musical adaptation, I'm okay with that. You know, like if you're watching a film and a character is meant to be a monster, like a magical human with 3 eyes, in a film, you have certain expectations about how good those effects should look. Whereas in a theatre show, if someone just comes out with an eye just stuck on their forehead and it looks rubbish, it's fine. You just take it as it is because it's a theatre show. You're not expecting CGI or anything.
Yeah.
So I think it's similarly, like, if I was watching a theatre show, His Dark Materials, the theatre show has...
I remember that show.
Yeah, the theatre show playing Lyra, the protagonist, who is 12 or 13 or something, is the main actor from Motherland. I can't remember her name, but to look at her in stills from the His Dark Materials theatre show, you look and you're like, that is a 30 at least year old woman playing this 14-year-old girl. But I'm fine with that because it's a theatre show.
I sometimes think that when I watch Grease, the movie, like John Travolta and the girl, the blonde girl, Olivia Newton-John, you know, they look like they're in their 20s, basically, maybe pushing late 20s. But one of the guys, the sort of slightly chubbier one, looks like a 45-year-old man. He's got like stubble and stuff, and like a beer belly.
Like, why do you need to cast him? Okay, cast the big leads as, you know, okay, they have to be these people. But then I guess you also can't have it where it's the film of Grease and it's John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, who are in, maybe late 20s is how they look, but then all the rest of their cadre is
children,
genuine 13-year-olds.
Connor showed me that I wasn't alone. Nobody is. So let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay.
I didn't know that you were hurting.
'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand,
A lot of people feel like us.
you can reach out your hand.
People started sharing it. It's everywhere.
I don't understand what happened.
You did.
You don't know how much you've given my family and me.
You will be found. So let the sun come streaming in. 'Cause you reach up and you rise again. If you only look,
Were you ever actually friends with him?
I never meant to make it such a mess. I was trying to help. If you knew who I am, just how broken I am.
I already know you. And I love you.
I have to tell them.
Feels, the movie.
Wow.
So intense emotion.
So drama. That is so drama. So this will be fun. Like, how much did that trailer convey the story? Like, tell me what you think the story is, because I know, so I'll be able to ding or you.
Okay, well, it looks like the story is this guy, social outcast, writes letters to himself because his therapist told him to, and then he randomly meets a guy, and the guy writes his name on the cast, and then the guy takes one of his letters and then kills himself. And then the parents think that the guy wrote that letter to him. They think they were super best friends. So now the protagonist is having to give a speech at the funeral. He's having to give a speech at the school about his deceased best friend and about how best friends they were. And then it goes viral and it touches people all over the world or all over the country. And it affects other people. So other people in the school who are hurting in particular ways, they're finding healing through this, through what this protagonist has done. But eventually this lie that the protagonist is caught up in, he feels he has to come clean, even though it's causing all of this good stuff. Maybe it's causing some bad stuff as well, I don't know, because it looked like that the girl was like going to crash a car or whatever. But the boy, the main guy, well, the 38-year-old boy with a wig, feels that he has to come clean, and so is that ultimately going to make things better? And probably it does. So was that all the first act?
You pretty much did do a synopsis of the whole story, so that was good.
Yay!
Yeah, well done. Spoiler alert? Should we have to say spoiler alert for that? He doesn't even know.
The trailer should have a spoiler alert.
Do you think it's a good lie to tell or a bad lie to tell? What would you do in the situation? So I'm the mum, okay, and you're Evan Hansen, and I'm like, our son, he had this letter in his pocket, and it's to you. He wrote this to you. And
no, sorry. I'm just going to clarify this right now, that this is a therapist thing, that I have to write letters to myself.
Okay.
Just
Thank you.
Clarify that right now.
No, thanks. That clears it up. Thank you. Yeah, that would be a nice, quick way to divert this problem. As the resident music expert, what did you think of the songs?
The time signatures were clear. The melodies were generally Western, and there were key changes at emotional points.
True. I feel like that song was specifically written to stop people committing suicide or something, I guess. You are not alone. You will be found. Good. You will be found, you are not alone. Even when the sun comes shining through, if you need a friend to carry you, you only need to look around and someone will find you. Should be nice.
That's good. When you saw it in the theatre, where did it rank in terms of your favourite musicals that you've seen?
It's a great musical. I love big, flashy musicals like Book of Mormon, Wicked. I love them. They're huge, bombastic, crazy, and it kind of makes singing make sense in those crazy scenarios. Like sometimes musicals, and I love musicals, but sometimes they're a little bit off with me because I'm like, this feels weird that they start singing. But like in shows like Book of Mormon, it doesn't, because it's so big and bombastic. This is a really small cast. Like you imagine going to the West End and it's a cast of like 6 people, I think, or something, and it's just so small, and the band is really small. It's not like a whole orchestra, it's a small band, and they just tell a really small, intimate, delicate story. And most of the time, like I think if it wasn't written so well, I would be like, oh, this is too angsty for me, and it feels weird that they're just singing in a house to each other when they want to argue, for example. But they don't. It's written really well, and it's like a proper tearjerker. It's like the main goal is to make you cry from the beginning and like keep you crying to the end when you're just dying of thirst and like lack of salt.
Yeah, getting cramps.
Yeah. And they succeed. Like it's a fantastic musical. It's really well written, beautifully acted, and just there's like an actor's dream, I think, like the main role. They didn't really show it in the film. I'm not sure if it's going to be in the film, but in the musical he's got this like body aching stutter. He stutters so much, and it's weird because people who do stutter often they can sing, they can sing without stuttering. So that was quite nice to watch in the show. This boy just can't get his words out, but when he sings really well. But I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I guess I could wait, but I have seen it now.
Yeah, now you've seen it. And you know it. Yeah.
I didn't have to wait. And it was really good. I liked it. It made me feel really emotional. That was a lovely 3 minutes. 10 out of 10.
I think the job of a trailer... I mean, the trailer didn't work for you particularly, because I think the job for a trailer is to take whatever sort of anticipation you have for the movie, whatever level that is, even if it's absolute zero, and raise it a little bit. And it did that for me. It raised my anticipation. But for you, you had no anticipation, and now you know the film exists, you even more are sure that you don't need to see it because you've seen the advert.
Yep.
So cool. Yep. 10 out of 10 all around.
Well, if you want to see more of the two of us, or rather listen to more of us, then check out The Unknowledgeables, which is our podcast. You can get it anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's us mostly talking about our lives and our opinions, but through the lens of trying to learn about sports that we don't like.
And by lens, he means audio vibrations.
Eardrum, yeah. Smash that like button!
Smash, 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 bros!